Hi, I'm Rose from Mellow Yarns Crochet. If you're new here, welcome to my channel, and if you're not, welcome back. In this video, I'll show you how you can use the stash function on ravelry.com to keep your yarn stash organized, get inspiration for your next project, and even save yourself some cash. So keep watching to find out why you should organize your yarn stash on Ravelry and how to do it. If you've been a crocheter or knitter for any length of time, you'll undoubtedly know about Ravelry. But as a brief intro, in case you haven't, ravelry.com is a great website that serves as a platform for designers to upload their patterns for makers to access. Many are free, whereas others you purchase via the site, usually for a very small charge. One of my favorite things about Ravelry is its advanced pattern search. You can get super granular and specific when looking for patterns. For example, you could look for patterns that are accompanied by a video tutorial, have specific design elements, use a particular yarn weight, use particular stitches or techniques, or a specific number of colors or meterage range. This is super useful if you're trying to find a pattern to use up some specific yarn in your stash. The stash is a lesser known part of the website, but one that I absolutely love, and it's much quicker and easier to use than you may think. In a nutshell, stash is a way to catalog your yarns. Are you feeling overwhelmed by your yarn stash? Do you come across beautiful yarns at the back of your closet that you totally forgot that you had? Do you finish a project, but then can't find a yarn label to check the washing instructions? Then you need to use stash. So I just got this beautiful yarn from Bendigo Wool and Mills. It's a 4-ply wool and nylon blend, and it's such a beautiful colorway. So to add this to my yarn stash, I just click on my notebook, then stash, then add to stash. It'll ask you where you bought it. I purchased this from Bendigo Wool and Mills online store, so I'll click online store and search for the name of the brand, and then also it'll ask you the name of the stash yarn. Then it'll give you some options on their database to choose from. So this is the multicolored sock yarn here. Then it will ask you your colorway, which for me is cotton candy. It pre-populates the weight of the yarn as well as how much is in a ball or skein, which is excellent. So then I only need to enter in how many skeins that I have. There are a bunch of other fields here, including dye lot, where you purchased it, how much you paid for it, but you don't have to fill in all of these fields. I find it's much easier to just upload a photograph of the yarn label, and that captures all of the information about that yarn that I may want to refer back to later without having to kind of manually fill in each of the individual fields. That's it, and then you can just save changes, and that's saved into your stash. I can then later manually adjust the amount that I have in my stash if I use some of it up. But the really great thing is that if you're also using the project function in Ravelry, then when you tell Ravelry that you've finished a particular project, and if you've linked that project to your stash yarn, then it will automatically deduct how much yarn that pattern requires from your stash, which makes it super easy to keep on top of the quantities of yarn in your stash. So why bother with uploading your stash into Ravelry? There are 3 reasons. Firstly, it'll save you money. It does this in 2 ways. Firstly, it'll help you keep on top of what yarns you already have, so you're more likely to use those than to buy new ones. Whenever I'm starting a project, I'll always scroll through my stash to remind myself what I have and to give me a starting point for my pattern search. But even better than that, if you do find a pattern you like and other Ravelry users have used your yarn for that pattern before, then Ravelry will suggest it as a yarn idea. So say I look at this pattern here, the quill cardigan, it's suggesting one idea from my yarn stash. So if I click that, it will tell me my Bendigo Wool and Mill multicolored sock yarn has been used for this pattern before. I can even click through and see the project that the person used this yarn for, so I can see somebody's made a cardigan with this yarn, and I can see what that looks like. So this function is really great for saving you money by suggesting yarn from your stash that could be perfect for your project before you go out and buy new yarn that you don't need. But Ravelry's stash function could even save you money. So there's an option in stash to set items in your stash to will trade or sell. If you click on the name of the yarn and go to stashes, you can look at who has that yarn stashed. And if they've flagged their stash for sale, you can send them a message to buy or trade the yarn. So stash can be really great for destashing, or potentially somebody will even reach out to you and offer to buy some yarn that's been languishing at the back of your closet because it's the last ball of yarn that they need for their blanket and it's discontinued. So the last reason that you should be using Stash is that it will help give you project inspiration. On the yarn page, you can click projects and see all the projects that Ravelry users have made with that particular yarn. This can be great for giving you project ideas, but is also super handy for colour changing or variegated yarns to see how the colour changes work out with different stitches and different patterns. You can even search for the specific colour that you have. If you're more of a pen and paper kind of girl or guy when it comes to planning your projects, be sure to check the description below for a link to a free copy of my crochet project planner. So that's all for this video. I hope you found it useful. If there are other functions within Ravelry that you love, let me know in the comments. Thanks for listening and happy crafting.